Alrighty then. I'm not Joe Dog, but apparently he puts me on first.
Oh, yeah. When you show up late, you go on first. First shall be last, and the last shall be first.
Ah,
I've learned over my time of being on this show that while I'm rocking out to the
Get here
music,
early. Yeah.
and well, no, just as I'm rocking out to the music and doing stuff on another screen, I keep glancing over to see if this little thing all of a sudden says you're in the show.
Oh, yeah.
So, how's everybody doing tonight?
Doing
Been
good.
better, been worse. Can't complain too much. I'm on the right side of the green. Anything else is getting greedy.
Yeah.
Though sometimes greed is good.
Yes. Greed is good. In the immortal words of
Hold on. I got to see what.
Michael Douglas. Yeah.
I got to turn something off here a second. I need to see something. Oh, they moved it up here to the top. There we go. Oh, okay.
What?
It's got his name.
Yes.
but you have to sit very still.
Yes, you have to sit very still. That is, and it makes drinking beer a bit problematic. That's why I filled this entire container with beer. I just open my mouth. There we go.
And while I was sleeping, we secretly replaced that beer with urine because it's the same color.
Right, pretty much. Yeah.
And some of them have the same taste.
Depends
Don't
on the
drink.
brand.
Bud Light's going out of business. We'll be losing that problem soon.
Oh.
Well, no, the Corona will still be in existence.
And you don't buy beer, you just rent it.
I would
Copiously.
personally like to thank the people at Budweiser for making PBR the #1 beer in the United States.
I don't.
Oh, speaking of beer, so I've been going back and I've been indulging in one of my favorite classics from my towards the end of my childhood, but sitcoms, Night Court, and there was an episode. Part of it took place in a bar, and I look up and I'm like, wait, had to rewind it. The beer I drink, George Killian's Irish Red, had different lights and stuff like that. And in the 80s, apparently, one of the bar scenes, they had a George Killian's Irish Red sign.
Right.
All lit up. I'm like,
Horse and a harp or something like that.
the very least, it's usually a horse's head.
Right.
So, apparently, someone, pissed off the Don. Oh, right. Wrong type of horse's head. Never mind.
You would love LibertyCon. Killian's is one of the standard kegs. Yes.
If you can get into LibertyCon.
You will.
Yeah, I've always wondered why they don't make the con just a little bit bigger.
They did.
They've got room. They got the entire trade center. I mean, come on. They're only using a quarter of it, and I don't know how much that hotel they're filling up.
Not
If they
much.
If they would increase the people, I bet the hotel would drop the room rates too.
Nah, not a chance. Not a chance. When they charge you $1,000 for a jug of water and a water station to get little paper cups of water, basically shot glasses. John, you need you some green gloves so that they can't see your hand on the green screen.
Hey, that's an idea. I got purple ones. I don't think that'll.
Hey, they're There's a brand of rubber
You can
gloves that is
You
green.
can get latex gloves in any color you want. You just can't find them. That's
They're in the vending machine at work. About 2 sizes too large for my hand.
And then apparently they're color coded. Purple is just general use, something like
Yeah.
that. And then black is food service, and then yellow is hazmat or something like that. I can't remember. But they actually make green ones, and apparently they make the green ones to go with something to do with surgery.
That's not the green ones we've got.
Something to do with blood, and I can't tell you what.
The ones at work, the green ones are general purpose hazardous chemical. But they only have the large size, and my hands are not large.
My hands are huge. They're almost as big as my head. The Theta King. The sleeper must awaken.
Yeah.
Either that or it's tomorrow people. We're not sure which. Look out, Joe.
Speaking of hands.
Hey, Donna. Joe said he wanted his head in a big pickle jar.
Nobody said anything.
Because I've got earphones in. You can't hear them.
Was you really saying 7 o'clock in the morning?
No, 6. So we can be there at 7.
Bull crap.
All right.
Somebody gonna be walking. Maybe there's public transit.
Don't forget to pack you a cooler with some water in it.
Joe B, you saw Kira's response about being birth month and subathon and all that. So you know what that means.
Oh, do I have the funds for that? I got some spare funds right now. I mean, no, we're not, going to do anything bad.
What is subathon?
So over on Kiri's Twitch thing, so there's a subathon where he stays going for as long as people keep subbing, and every time someone subscribes, it adds more time that he has to continue going. They have to continue going. My apologies, Kiri. So last year, Joe B and I, right at the tail end there, where they thought they were going to be able to, peace out.
Skate on out of there.
We
kept sending gifts that kept adding more time.
Yeah. We love you, Kiri.
I'd do that, but Joe Dog would pop back in the room and kill the program because people were looking at the top of my head for 8 hours.
Right now, I see Kiri just going, okay, block Rich, block Joe B.
Right?
Phantom accounts.
Oh, this one ain't gonna work.
Your head ain't as big as that helmet.
No.
It's dark helmet.
Let me ask this real quick and see who gets it. Why am I singing?
It's too close to the beginning of the show. No, thank you. Not going to be the reason we get banned.
So evidently y'all haven't seen it yet.
I will say no.
If you got a Paramount Plus, you've probably seen it.
Nope, won't never see it.
It was actually fairly good.
Are you talking about Star Trek Strange New Worlds episode with
Yes.
the musical? Yeah.
Yes.
That surprised me on Buffy. And then I heard about it on, was it one of the episodes of The Flash, or was it, anyway, it was one of the CW superhero shows,
Yeah,
cartoon
Flash.
shows.
Yeah,
And
but this there was one scene that literally I lost my breath laughing.
Oh,
Yeah. You just got to watch it.
maybe one day when it comes out on DVD. Or I could ask Sullivan to pirate it, but I'm kind of trying not to do that.
What, Joe? He was wanting to say something, but he muted himself.
he was vaping. He didn't want us to hear the freight train noise.
Yeah. Well, I may have added 20 minutes on. I may have added 20 minutes on to Kiri's stream already, so.
Don't
Wait,
get
wait.
Rick
Hey,
while
hey,
he's
Joe.
drinking something.
Joe,
We might have
Yeah.
to call an ambulance long distance.
go to one of our YouTube pages or something like that and post the link where people can put gifts into Carrie's account. And we'll let Dawn and Donna and Carl and all the other fine young
And it,
cannibals.
I will throw it into private chat because I can't post links into the chat.
You can't post on YouTube? Or
Nope.
oh, you don't?
Not
We got
links.
Facebook too. We got a Twitch somewhere.
But yeah, basically, if you send on Twitch, they're called bits.
Nah.
So if you send 100 bits, it adds 5 minutes onto the stream. Well, I might have just sent like 400 bits.
well, I thought I had him in there.
You know what? Let me switch over to my regular account because you might have my Joe Bachman account as a mod.
What on earth?
Nope, it's a regular account.
Yeah, I think you and
Okay,
me both, Joe.
This is weird. Our YouTube
What kind of weird?
started
Regular
over.
weird or abnormal weird?
Abnormal weird. Our YouTube started over on my iPad. We
Huh.
were sitting here, already run the intro and everything. Now the intro is running again.
You've hit something.
I see it
didn't touch-
normal time in ours, yeah.
I didn't touch anything.
Yeah, I just posted it on everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I actually, from my Joe Bachman account, I posted it, and it never showed up here on the comments, which means if I refresh my screen, it'll disappear.
Mm.
If
Well,
YouTube has gotten to the point where if I even say anything about Indie CD, to ask somebody for a link to it, it won't post the comment if I'm on somebody else's stream.
Because they think you're spamming or something.
Yep.
Mm.
He's
I
just
read
got
something
time.
today. Hey, maybe you IT guys can help me with this one.
Yes, sir.
I just read something today. Facebook and Meta or whatever, and cut off advertising to Canada. And then Google's going to follow suit, and they're going to cut off advertising to Canada.
For what reason?
I do not know. That's what I was going to ask.
I have not heard that, but
It just popped up today, this evening.
And where's our resident Canadian when we need him?
Really? Did you send him a link? Because I don't think we're launching missiles today or rockets today. So
No, I didn't, but you can.
I will send him a link. I hope he's not too terribly busy.
Okay, so Canada stops advertising with Facebook. Bunch of articles popping up around July 5th.
So apparently Canada said they're not going to allow advertising on Facebook. So Facebook basically said we're not going to allow any advertising in Canada.
Well, Canada's government is going to stop buying advertisement, according to these articles.
Oh,
Blame
Stop
Canada.
advertising on Facebook and Instagram in response to Meta's decision to block access to news content on their social platforms.
Carl,
Okay.
you got to be more. You got to be more specific. Did Canada declare war on us, or
Or
did
Facebook.
Facebook? 'Cause
Yes.
I can't see. I can't see Canada declaring war on us again. They already whooped us once.
That's why all the best Hollywood actors are Canadian. Part of the peace agreement.
is that your puppy raising Cain, Rich?
Yeah, but I don't see the wife's vehicle pulled in yet, so I don't know why they would be acting the fool.
Early warning. They're tapped into the dew line.
The SOSUS sensor went off.
Well, actually, our favorite spy from Mr. Bezos will make a beeping noise when Misty leaves work, and then another one when she arrives home. Usually, sometimes it doesn't realize she's home until like a half hour after she's home. It's not the smartest spy in the world.
Ah, that's
Well.
why I didn't have any of the little bit thingies. So I wasn't signed in.
Oh,
That usually does it.
these things, they happen.
How many did you send him, Joe?
I said 400.
Oh, okay.
I was about to send a few more. Oh, with friends like us, who needs enemies?
Friends like us, who needs enemas?
John, get out of my head.
Well, shoot, it just only sent 50. How do I send all of them?
Oh,
Just keep sending.
They didn't even ship.
What do I need to do to send some? Because I got a few.
So, when you click on the little where you can like normally type a message,
Yeah.
if you click the little bits icon, the first one to the right there,
Yeah.
just click where it says like 100. How many bits do you have? It says underneath there.
580.
Okay. So if you were to click the 100 5 times and then hit enter,
Yeah.
it would send all 500 at once.
But I want to send 580.
Then you're going to have to click the 1 80 times.
I ain't going to do that.
His smartwatcher think he's getting his miles in, or his steps in. Oh. Or
And
getting
hit
something.
enter.
Yep.
Okay, I got it. And hit enter.
Or you could gently caress enter, depending on
You
your
could.
mood.
No, it wants me to buy. I don't want to buy any.
That's weird.
I got 580 of the, the little down below. It says 580. $580 death roses.
Oh, that's different from the bits.
Oh, that's different. Oh,
Yep.
oh well, shoot.
You tried.
I tried. I watched one guy, and when I get those in, you can donate them in to add time too with his channel.
Well, now we gotta find out if that works on Kiri's channel.
That's what I'm trying to do, but I can't.
Now watch him pop in just to tell you to stop.
That's the plan.
Like that's going to work. Manama John.
Do 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 do.
Oh God! I did not expect to look up to that. Oh.
I need to go get some sunglasses. Yes,
Oh well.
I watched Sesame Street a lot as a child.
You're not alone.
Where's Stephanie when I need her?
Tired.
I can make her pee her pants with this joke. Okay.
Oh, I heard a plop. Oh, it's Rich. What'd you do? Hit the wrong button?
No, my internet locked up on me for a moment.
Oh, okay.
Aren't you an IT guy?
Yes,
I'm
yes,
not
I am.
supposed to do that.
Supposed to and what Xfinity allows it to do are two totally separate animals.
This is true. This is true.
I've got it behaving from the router to the machine.
What the machine does once the signal gets there.
What happens between the router and the rest of the world? That's Comcast. At least legally, that's Comcast.
I only did that once, Dawn.
Yeah, well, some people will never let you live it down.
I don't let myself live it down.
It'll be all right.
But we're not on Nick's stream, so we're safe.
Right.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Who am I?
Cousin Walter?
What, Dan?
I'm just wondering how many shares of Grecian formula that you bought for that dark color to your hair now.
Believe it or not, none. That's still natural.
Oh. And after having run a convention for this long, you've still got any at all?
Yeah, that looks like one of
Boy,
Shatner's.
Don, you caught it.
Well, here's the thing. My guess is because he's been up to his neck in shit for so long with Donna that it's just naturally, kept dying.
Okay, that Dan was wrong. It is not Grecian formula. That is seasoning from the frying pan.
Oh,
Okay.
come on.
Misty just
El
told him it's been a long
Capone.
day at work for her. I'm going to go eat dinner with her. I might be back before end of show. I don't know. It depends on how tired she is. So if I don't see you before the end of the show, see you guys Saturday.
All
All
right.
right.
Good night, Rich.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
And then there were 4.
Make it sound like an Agatha Christie novel.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. Okay.
You can pay attention to the ones of us that are in front of curtains, though.
No, there's a guy that shows how to re-weld cast iron skillets.
How to what?
How to weld, the handles back onto cast iron skillets.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And if they're, cracked or whatever, how to re-weld and grind and all that.
And it's not hard to do cast iron. Cast iron does not weld very well.
This is true.
He uses the little welder that I just bought, and he re-welded the handle onto the skillet. The good 8-9 inch skillet, and he says, "Now I'm going to break it. We're going to see how much it takes to break the weld."
You can't break welds.
It took
Not good ones.
860 pounds in that skillet for the handle to break back off of it.
A lot of fried chicken.
Yeah, he said, now, just to let you know, you'll never put that much into the skillet to break the handle back off of it.
I had a really hard time. We bought one of these Kamado grills, the big ceramic dome grills.
Oh, the egg?
Yeah. And there's a lot of recipes you can make in there in a cast iron skillet. Well, the problem was all our cast iron skillets had handles. So you couldn't center the pans in the center of the grill because it's round. That handle would poke into the ceramic, which causes scratches, damage, cracks, fun stuff like that. So I had to go buy a Lodge skillet that both sides of it were the little short handles.
Yeah.
Which is nice. It'll make a shit ton of cornbread, let me tell you.
I used to have one. It was either the 12-inch diameter, or do they make a 14-inch diameter?
They make a 14. They make an 18 somewhere.
It wasn't that big, but it appeared to be larger than a foot in diameter.
The two standard sizes are your 8s and 12s, I think. And then the big one is a 14, and it'll be about 3 inches long. But you really, for the most part, you don't need one over 14 inches because you're never going to find a burner that big unless you're grilling over an open fire or something.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not sure what size it was, but it had a broken handle on it because my first wife threw it across the room at me while it was full of scrambled eggs. And it broke the handle off when it hit the floor and melted a hole in the carpet. And I didn't throw it away. I kept using it out of sarcasm. Because I was not there or in the direction she was throwing it by the time it was halfway through the air. I learned how to move.
Let me see here. Lodge makes a 10 1/4, a 12-inch, a 13 1/4, and a 15.
Huh.
I think that's Lodge. Yeah, it's Lodge.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture. Well, see, actually, I've used this picture before when we were doing D&D jokes. Hang on a second. Let me throw it up there.
Sean Kelly from Corporal's Corner is reconditioning these 120-year-old cold handle iron skillets
Hold on.
and selling them on his Etsy. And he usually uses one of the smaller sizes when he's doing the cooking on his primitive camping videos.
Yep. We did a joke with this picture about you had a short skillet, a long skillet, a bastard skillet, and a great skillet. And we had the number of hit dice of damage that each one would do.
The hand and a half bastard skillet, yes.
What is it we played that Return to Arms, Champions of Norath, you actually got a frying pan. You could get a frying pan as a weapon.
Oh, y'all want to talk about a skillet? Have you ever heard of the Stargazer?
No.
That's the name of it. Stargazer skillet. And they are proud of it.
I imagine so.
$145.
Yeah, and that
Oh, yeah.
handle looks like it'll break right off in a heartbeat.
It's got to be worth the 145 if it won Popular Mechanics 2021 Gear of the Year award.
Yeah.
What year? 1940?
2021.
2021. Oh, okay, that explains.
Now, the one I like is, and I never get to use it because it's just too big, but I love the damn thing anyway. We have a Lodge Boy Scout of America edition Dutch oven.
Oh, yeah.
And typical camping with a Dutch oven, you put your beans or whatever into the pot, let them simmer all day, and then you come back and make your biscuits, and you cook the biscuits on top of the lid. And I've never gotten the opportunity to do that, but yes.
Well, the thing is, you have to wash it off real good afterwards and re-season it.
Season it.
Because the campfire literally sucks the oil out of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it kind of cooks it. It cooks the oil out. Oven will just heat it. Campfire will burn it. Yeah.
Campfire gets a little bit hotter than an oven. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it gets flames licking the oil, which
plus the
what
ash
they call a grease fire.
Plus the ash from the firewood.
Yeah.
Is acidic.
Yeah, it'll suck the oil clean out of it.
Of course, the grill will do the same thing too. The Kamado, because you're using charcoal, but real charcoal, not the crappy stuff with dirt
Not
in
the
it.
Kingsford.
Yeah. Actually, Kingsford actually makes a oh my God, I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's a briquette, but it's made with wood. So you can see the charcoal cooked wood in it. So it's like it's compressed, but it's a cross between charcoal and particle board.
That sounds healthy as all get out.
Well, they use like oak or hickory. So not only do you get the effect of the charcoal cooking at higher temperatures for longer periods of time, you also get the smoke flavor as opposed to lighter fluid flavor.
Yeah, Joe, you were in here Saturday night when I told the story of the charcoal.
Ford Motor Company.
About Henry Ford.
Oh, yeah.
And to this day, you still can't get Kingsford Delight.
I never have a problem with it. Just set the bag on fire, stand by.
I wonder if Ford made lighter fluid.
It probably wouldn't work either.
Because that would actually, having a metal can of Ford lighter fluid would actually be a cool memorabilia piece.
Oh, yeah. You know, the oil can collectors would lose their mind over that one.
Yeah. Especially if it was period instead of modern.
Who here knows anything about motorcycles? I do.
I've owned about 5 or 6. What?
Come back from store today, pulled up next to a guy at the stoplight. He was on a Harley. Nice looking bike, nothing special, but nice looking. Look over, the engine's doing that.
Yeah.
Idling. It's just the motor's bouncing all over the damn place. I'm like, are they supposed to do that?
Harleys do.
The bike wasn't bouncing.
It had rubber motor mounts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Now those motorcycles that are mounted, bolted, the engine bolted straight to it,
Yeah.
your ass is numb about every 100 miles.
If it's a Harley, I'd see that. Yeah, but some of the rice burners.
Yeah. That's just it. I'd never seen that on a motorcycle ever. So
It's just a something to keep the frame from vibrating as much.
it just looked broke.
Yeah.
Well, I just got another. Your video is partially muted and current.
What video?
January 21st, stupid o'clock.
What year?
I guess this year.
Oh, okay.
It just says January 21st because it may contain 30 seconds of audio that they own. Applied in 6 territories: American Samoa, Guam, Northern.
Scam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to ignore it.
Dispute it. Tell them it's a scam.
Oh, I disputed, and they says, okay. Came back, so I've now got another strike, so I got to wait. I only get 3.
How many people own the national anthem?
Yeah, really.
I don't.
I know how many people own the music I wrote for the intro. Just one.
I'm waiting for the day that Spotify hits us with it.
We need to rework the intro video where it says quite plainly, all music licensed officially.
That don't mean nothing.
Doesn't have to mean anything.
You know that sound that Facebook makes when you like something? You click like, you hear that boom or whatever. We need to copy. We need to copyright that real quick. Just piss off Facebook. Yep. Carl is actually looking for a January 21st.
Oh,
It's
so I don't know if y'all heard the news, the good news. Ted got a new job. He starts.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes.
Carl, it's probably on my page. See, that's the funny part is they'll hit one page, but not the other 3 that's running the exact same thing.
That's what I'm saying. It's a scam. It's somebody's found it and being a jerk.
Yep. find out what country they are, then John can get with my cousin Jeff, and we can lose a rocket
No,
in that direction.
no, you just like report them for terrorism. You find their information and you sign them up for the Islamic Jihad newsletter and let the Tomahawk missiles do the rest of the work for you.
Hey, they probably already get that.
Oh, did y'all see that in the Secret Humor group? That you can give the Jehovah Witnesses addresses to come visit?
I think I didn't think about doing it.
Joe, you're muted. I didn't hear what you said.
I did see that.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, do you know
Yeah.
Carrie's address?
Who?
Do you know Carrie's address?
Oh Lord.
Yes. Exactly.
I was thinking more of Anton LaVey, but I don't know if he's still alive. He'd be rather elderly at this point in time.
No, I was thinking,
I used to have a pet python. I was home from work one day. I'm sitting in the living room watching TV. Had the python around my neck. Just bing bong. I wonder who that is. Get up, go to the door, open the door. There's the glass screen door. Nice, smiling young men in black slacks, white shirts, and they had their little pamphlets and stuff like that. And the first one looks at me with the snake around my neck, and it is gone. Okay, they don't call them flyers for nothing. He's gone. Okay, I will give the second guy credit. I opened the door. He tried to talk to me, and he went to hand a pamphlet out, which caught my snake's attention very quickly when the large white piece of paper got in the snake's face. So the snake did this like, is that food? Kind of thing. And he was gone. I mean, just nothing but flyers floating in the air. Have you ever seen a bicycle burn rubber?
if they're on bicycles, that was the Mormons.
Oh, it's at the okay. Well, but they didn't stay long enough to identify themselves, really.
Yeah, Dan caught the private message
and never bothered me again. I'm pretty sure I am on a watch list with some religious organization. Actually, I think I'm on a watch list with several religious organizations.
I think I'm on several. I had Jehovah's Witnesses come up one day when I had just gotten home from a SCA event, and I was sitting out on the front porch steps sharpening a hand-and-a-half bastard longsword. And they came up and they were very polite.
They better
but
be.
They didn't stay long.
Hey, one of my favorite writers once said, an armed society is a polite society. Yeah.
Mind your manners.
Don't start none. Won't
be none. You fish on your side of the creek, I'll fish on my side, and we'll hope the lines don't get tangled up in the middle. Although, Joe, that would be very cruel to the Jehovah's Witnesses. They'd never be able to get a word in edgewise.
No.
Don's like, I didn't hear shit. Nope.
Dark outside.
You keep looking for your. You keep looking for your significant other to be staring into the window again.
Okay, well, here's the best part is, thank God he's got this new job coming, but I did not realize they had him on seconds tomorrow until I went into the living room and looked at the calendar and went, because he usually goes to bed about 8:30. So I'm like, why isn't he coming in? Why isn't he coming in? I'm like, well, I'll just go take my stuff out in the living room and looked at the calendar. Like, well, I'm going to come back in the bedroom and play until he gets, That's why I was able to, hop on earlier than normal. But Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, he is going to be working for the city/county.
Oh, well, there's insurance involved with that.
And retire and 401ks and
Retirements and
unions, politics.
I just wonder if Carl and Donna's cat just took off running.
What did you do?
Hey, all I got to do now is just pick up the can. They go from being little shits to gone.
Absent little shits. Works on German police dogs too.
It got him hissing.
I was in here one night just cleaning where the dust was all in the keyboard and everything. Dog come up. Hey, Daddy. Gah! Back out to the living room. Oh, poor sweet girl. She gets scared so easily.
I'm looking at the old Power Rangers Zardon head thing, and I remember he told the robot, he said, "Find me some teenagers with attitude," and I'm like, "Hell, you want to impress me? Find some teenagers that don't have attitude."
I don't know. Back when I was a
That's
teenager,
like saying find some teenagers with acne.
back when I was a teenager, you'd be hard pressed to find some teenagers that didn't have altitude.
Oh, yeah. I got where you mean that.
Hang 10.
I have watched. I had somebody offer me some edibles the other day.
Yes.
I've seen too many comedians talk about the edibles, and there ain't no way.
Depends on how they were made. Okay. Because who was it? Cheech Marin? No, Tommy Chong. Tommy Chong used to tell a joke about edibles. He says, "You got to be careful with them things, man, because stoners, they forget stuff." He says, he'd be sitting there cooking stuff, and he goes, "Did I put some marijuana in that?" And then stirred up. Did I put some marijuana in that?
Well, the problem about edibles is it takes a while to hit your system.
Yeah.
And then it gets there and it levels.
Once it's in your bloodstream, it's hanging out for a while.
And the problem is you're only supposed to eat just a little bitty corner of that brownie that is so delicious.
That is the other problem, is mixing THC and any food. The trick is, of course, with edibles, is you thin it out basically. You don't. It just depends on how much. It's just like any other ingredient. It depends on how much you put into it.
It's like this chocolate bar. It has 100 milligrams completely in it. And it's legal here, rec and prescription. But you take it, you put in chunks and chunks and chunks, and then you have your little piece that's this big because it will mess me up and you eat a chocolate bar with it, and you don't even know. Like an actual Hershey. That's my thing.
First of all, you have to take the marijuana. Now, marijuana does not naturally have THC in it. It has THB, I believe is the proper name for the chemical. You have to carbonize it, cook it in an oven. This converts the chemical THB to THC, which is the friendly chemical. And that is what you then use to cook with your stuff. And what you typically want to do is you want to make a butter emulsion or any other fatty material. You can mix it with cooking oil, you can mix it with butter. Coconut oil works really well too. Coconut butter.
Guess who's making the cornbread for next year's family reunion?
John.
And then,
Guess
of course,
who's eating the cornbread at next year's family reunion?
well, if you get all the ingredients measured properly, you can get a really mellow buzz. Okay. Of course, we're talking about stoners, and stoners just don't, do anything by half measure when it comes to marijuana. So they always put too much, and you wind up with, one brownie is like 3 doses or 4 doses or 10 doses or whatever they
4,000. All you'd have to do really is pick up the crumbs off the plate. You're fine for about 2 days.
We had a pound of marijuana. We had to use the whole thing. And so, yeah, but you tried to put a pound of marijuana into a 1/4 pound of butter. Look like a salad.
You mean it wasn't?
It is now.
Oh, it was. It had the devil's lettuce in it.
Hey, that might even get me. That might even get me to eat okra. Use that butter on it. I hate okra.
I believe I've seen a picture where somebody deep fried a marijuana leaf.
I have seen that, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I've seen that on the internet. I don't know if it was real or not. But, interesting thing about okra. Okra grows twice. You get the first part of the plant and you'll get some okra off of it. And the stem will keep growing and you'll get another layer of okra. Okay, and you'll get some okra off of that one too. The first layer, the leaves are big sun-gathering leaves. Look like big maple leaves.
Yeah.
Same shit. That second stem grows, and when it starts making leaves, they're not the same kind of leaves. They look like marijuana leaves. They're long, thin, taper, and at a distance, it almost looks like a marijuana plant, except it doesn't have as much leaf. So I've got okra in the backyard right now that when you look out the back door, it's like, I wish.
That's like one of Lindsay's cats when she goes out on the porch and spreads out catnip, just kind of sprinkles it on the concrete. I swear she's got one cat, tuxedo cat, long hair. He'll come up to you and just give you this look like, got any rolling papers, man?
Well, I'll tell you something funny is watching a stoner go riding down the road and look over and see a Japanese maple. Damn!
Oh, dude, can I smoke that?
Oh, Lord.
I've always said if they ever made marijuana legal, I was going to get some and mix it with butter and start making stuff, for edibles and stuff like that. Yeah. And one of the ones I think would be a really big hit, you can buy these boxes of Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuit mix.
Oh.
You okay, Joe?
No, I'm not. I'm going to need to go take a shower now.
Don't move. We'll get you a towel.
Yeah,
His wife kicking my ass.
Oh dear.
Don't. Hey, let me tell you. I would love to figure out some way to put it in lasagna, but you really don't have any ingredients in lasagna that are conducive to like butter or anything like that.
You just use it in place of oregano.
It's not the same though, because again, you know the carbonization and all that sort of thing. It's better to make your emulsion with your butter, and then the THC is in the butter and it goes in everything. But I got to thinking, wonder, I have seen on the internet where you can make your own mozzarella cheese because it's actually fairly easy to make. And I'm wondering about edible mozzarella cheese because that would make a pizza friggin' awesome.
As if they weren't already. Oh no, a pizza that makes you order more pizzas.
Ooh, you know,
Papa John's better not be listening to this one
there is
tonight.
a
No,
bot,
I'll tell
there
you
is
right
a
now.
bot out there right now from Domino's going, I think he's onto something.
Finally, a Domino's pizza that doesn't taste like cardboard.
And even if it does, you don't care.
And Taco Bell's going.
Carbonized? We can do that.
You remember the cinnamon crispas that Taco Bell used to have? I don't know.
Oh, they still got them.
They still got
Cinnamon
them?
twist. Yeah.
Well, it used to be like a taco shell that they would deep fry with cinnamon and stuff like that.
Now they're the spiral macaroni deep fried.
I don't know if I like that or not. But if you could make you some nice edible butter and use that to do something like a cinnamon crispa, you could keep people in Taco Bell for 3 days. They wouldn't leave. You know, when I was working at Godfather's, and I think Pizza Hut had one too, was the deep dish pan pizzas. And they used to use margarine in the pans to cook that stuff. But I've always thought they should have gone with butter, personally. Apparently the margarine doesn't burn as easy, though. So you can cook it at higher temperature.
And it's not as expensive.
It's not, well. But I got
now, which Godfathers did you work at?
The one at Highland Plaza.
Oh, okay.
And then they just pissed me the hell off one day. So I walked across the street and got a job. Didn't even quit. Just walked across the street, got a job, got a job at the new Papa John's. So, that same afternoon, I was delivering pizzas. It was a small community. What can I say? I came in one day to deliver pizzas. And of course, you have your prep work you have to do when you're not delivering pizzas. So I went back there and started doing prep work. Didn't get an order. And I'm like, that's odd. Usually by now, I've got 2 or 3 orders lined up. So I kept doing the prep work. Another hour went by. No orders. I'm like, that is really weird. So by now, I should have had at least 3 by now. It's been 2 hours. And they had taken the phone off the hook because they didn't want to be interrupted by phone calls while they were working.
Now, who did this? Godfather?
The people at Godfather that were running the Godfathers there.
I wish Tyler had heard about that.
And this is a business that depends on the telephone.
Well, no,
orders.
it was they had a pizza buffet, and that's what they were working on. They didn't give a shit about delivery drivers.
Hey, Justin, glad you dropped back in.
Now, where do we know Justin from?
Justin talked to me and Chris at the Summer Wing.
Summer Wing, yeah, I remember it now. Yeah, I did not go to Summer Wing. That's why it didn't click very well.
Yeah.
Hello, Justin. Hope to see you at HallowCon this year.
Yeah, we really do.
Because we need the money desperately.
No. I do know that the menu is going to be spectacular.
Really?
Yeah.
Speaking of menus,
Mimosas and lobster.
No, not lobster. I can't afford that. But maybe crawfish.
No.
I just saw a YouTube commercial yesterday about some company that ships you live lobsters in a cardboard box.
Strangely enough, Ingles has these. It's a whole lobster in a box in the frozen food section with the other seafood.
And basically, you can take them out of the box and put them on the table and watch them crawl around.
Awesome.
I couldn't. I'd have to name them then. Buy a big tank.
Oh, look up Leon the Lobster on YouTube.
I think I'll name mine Sheldon
You would.
or half Sheldon.
Now this
No,
guy,
that would be a clam.
he lives in Blue Ridge now. But he was in North Carolina at the time, went to one of the grocery stores and bought a lobster. He's had that lobster for 2 years now.
There is a. You ever seen the blue? Have you ever seen the blue lobsters?
Yeah. I mean, not live, but photographs and videos.
I've seen pictures of them. I've never seen one, but I thought that'd be like a really cool pet.
I thought they were supposed to throw those back in.
I think they are, but occasionally they get through somehow.
And the females.
Now, there was a science fiction convention, I believe it was in California. Larry Niven was the one telling the story, so that would make sense. Somebody, one of the author guests, if I remember correctly, brought the biggest lobster you've ever seen in your life in on a leash and walked it into the kitchen and demanded it be cooked. And most of the people were going, "We've seen this thing in a Godzilla movie. No, you're out of here."
You don't want to cook them. You don't want to cook them when they're that big.
No. Actually, it's probably against the law to cook them when they're that big.
I don't think there's a lot of laws involved with crustaceans.
Yeah, there is.
Harvesting them, yes. Cooking them, no.
Well, if you cooked them, it was harvested.
Well,
No. Harvesting is the guy on the boat pulling them up out of the water. Okay. Throwing them in a pot with water is cooking. That's different.
evidently, by the end of the story, the lobster did get cooked and eaten.
Sounds like a Simpsons episode.
It probably wound up the hero of filk songs everywhere, knowing the 70s, 80s fandom.
Excuse me.
I wish I could remember the details, actually, and I don't remember which book the story was in, so I can't go look it up. And it may not even be on Google. Then again, it might. Who knows? But let's just move on.
Well, I talked to Michaela, and officially we are not going to be able to make it to HallowCon. So I'm trying to finagle a different way to get there, but I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Stand in Carl and Donna's driveway with your thumb out. or
No.
or anything else you think that would get attention.
There's probably a number of things I could do to get them to stop then.
See, just use your imagination.
Not it could happen. What, that you would stop, Donna?
Nothing can stop Donna. Hell, not even Joe Dog's Donna can be stopped. Deflected, maybe. Redirected, maybe, but not stopped. Oh, there's that deer in the headlights. Look, what did I overstep my bounds?
Huh?
Who? What?
Huh?
I was listening to Elon explain something real quick.
Oh, good. You weren't listening to me. That move along, move along.
Way to go, Joe.
Don't
Way to run
watch
the
the
show.
replay. Don't watch the replay.
Now, Elon's saying there is in 1 square kilometer, there is 1,000,000 square meters. And there's 1 kilowatt of solar energy per square meter.
Say that again, because the math don't sound quite right. But
It don't.
All right, hold on a minute.
That hurt my brain.
a square kilometer would be 1,000 square meters.
All right, hold on again.
Or no, wait, 100,000 square meters.
All right, here we go.
Hold on, I gotta get a pen here for this one.
All right, one
Yeah.
square kilometer is 1,000,000 square meters,
1,000 by 1,000 is
and there's 1 kilowatt per square meter of solar energy. So you're talking a gigawatt per square kilometer.
Kilometer.
megawatt.
Megawatt, yeah.
Megawatt. Yeah.
Gig is a billion. Yeah.
Well,
Million watts per square. Yeah, if you could do that in space.
Yeah, he says it's a gigawatt per square
Per
kilometer.
kilometer.
only in New Mexico and Arizona.
No, you can't get a gigawatt off of a click.
Or if you have a DeLorean.
Not with that math. But that's,
120, 1.21.
for some reason, my brain is not wrapping around a math problem here.
Oh, I never wrap my brain around math problems. I just kind of let them sneak up on me and go, "Oh,
Yep.
is that what that means?"
It's 1,000,000 square meters.
Yeah.
He said 1 watt,
1 kilowatt.
1 kilowatt, 1,000 watts in a meter.
Yeah.
You
No.
getting some awesome sunlight on that day?
That's 1,000 watts per meter. No, that's not unless he's got some sort of solar panel we don't know about.
He does.
It's the one that powers his calculator.
You'd be lucky to get a fifth of that per meter. Unless, and like I said, unless now in space, maybe because you're getting full direct
Yeah.
thermonuclear radiation.
When talking about the thermonuclear from the sun, it takes 5 to 10 million years for the energy light that is created in the center of the sun to get to the surface of the sun. It takes 8 minutes for that to transfer from the sun to the earth.
From the sun's surface to the earth. It takes 8 minutes roughly.
Yeah. And because your ass is in the way, you stop that photon from reaching the ground.
Which is why you get a sunburn.
Well, it's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it.
Ten million years of work only to be stopped because your ass is in the way from hitting the ground.
Hey, but when I was on the tractor, I got a wonderful tan.
Couple more decent. There was a good day the other day. I was in the backyard doing something, pulled my shirt off. I was watering plants. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure out what light works best for you, John, because it looks like you're just lobstered.
He
He
needs
had
a
the
blue filter.
people up there.
If I didn't have the blue filters on mine, I would look just as red, if not redder.
I think
And,
actually,
and not just my neck, because that I can't do anything about that.
my theory is this green screen is absorbing light at a certain part of the spectrum. I'm assuming it's absorbing red light, and
No.
it's tricking my it's tricking the camera on the computer to put more red into the picture. But I'm also using grow lamps for my lighting, so that don't help much either.
If I remember correctly, green absorbs the yellow part of the spectrum.
Yeah, it's something.
Well, color theory in college. It's been a long time since art school, but
I mean, look at Joe Bachman. It's like got green and yellow and reflective tape. So
yeah, he's also using just one little bug light in the entire room.
Well, no,
One little diode.
No, I've got two lights here. I just don't have them on currently.
That reminds me when we were camping. My aunt and uncle had these yellow lawn chairs.
Attract. Mm-hmm.
So, and they got one of those yellow bug lights, and they had white chairs. It was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen.
Yeah, colors work that way sometimes. There's a difference between the absorption and the reflection. And then you have, what is it? Emission, and that's totally different. Damn. Don't ever ask me to do physics.
Oh, that reminds me of the story. My dad was a house painter by trade. That was his profession. And one time they were painting this living room, this beautiful powder baby blue. Yeah, they painted beautiful. It was a new construction house. They'd go off into the other rooms and paint, and they come back in, and the living room's green. A mint green. He's like, what the hell? Remixes all the paint, gets the colors all right, paints the wall, the powder baby blue. They go work somewhere else, walk back in. It's mint green again. And he could not figure out what was going on. He turned around and looked out the picture window, and there was a yellow van parked right in front of the house with the sun shining on it.
That'll do it.
Yep.
He told it was the plumber. He told the plumber, he said, move your van. He goes, all right, move your van. Move your van before this woman gets here. Move your van. When he drove away, turned that beautiful powder baby blue.
Yep. Oh. That's the same principle that they use with stage lighting. Getting one color to pop by using one color of spotlight and a different color to pop, changing the spotlight to one that is a different color. And Oh wow. No. Now I'm lost in the 60s. Okay.
What'd you do, Dan?
I remembered a bunch of stuff from different um, tech folks that were working different concerts uh, all over the world, and they were going, "Hey, this works, this works, this works. Don't do this in daylight. At night, you can get this one to work." Um, Technical specs for light shows, basically.
Oh yeah.
Um, Rem- Now that's reminded me of the one time I've ever been to the Fox Theater in Atlanta. And it was absolutely gorgeous. Then they had the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra playing Star Wars music, and they had what they thought was a laser. But I had been to a Yes concert, so I knew what a laser was. They had a spotlight. Yes has a laser. Oh. Just don't shine it on the disco ball. Whatever you do, don't shine it on the disco ball. There'll be insurance claims.
What was the guy's name that invented the laser? I know.
I don't remember his name, but it happened in Hawaii. That I do remember.
All that billions of dollars in research for it to turn into just a damn cat toy.
Cat toy, DVD player, laser discs, different frequency, Blu-ray.
And how many people have bought a laser for their cat?
I didn't buy the laser for the cat. I bought the laser for me. The cat enjoyed it as a side effect.
Oh no, I bought multiple lasers for the cat.
I used to be.
The one that shaped like a butterfly.
Buy
I
a
used to be an
Buy a
asshole.
laser for your cat. Tape it to your ceiling fan.
Oh no, tape it to their
Buddy
collar.
would find a way to get up to that ceiling fan to figure out what was going on. I would not trust that cat to not figure that out.
Now, the other thing you can do, buy your little disco ball with a little motor that spins a disco ball. Hit that with the laser. Man,
That's what I was saying. Don't do.
When I was at the shelter, my Fitbit would catch the sun sometimes in the afternoon, and all of a sudden you'd see a cat flying across. I'm like, what the heck? Well, then you start, oh, okay. So then you sit there for 10 minutes doing this with the cat instead of working. I was socializing, working.
Yeah, Justin has bought a cat laser. I mean, good grief, they've got them down to the price of $1.
$1.25 now at the Dollar Tree.
$1.25 for the laser. Replacement batteries, $7.
15.
All three of them. Yep.
All three.
Well, our Dollar Tree doesn't sell them because there's Pet Supply Plus in the shopping center selling $11 lasers, and somehow got management of the shopping center to make them quit selling the dollar lasers.
That's the most. No.
Well, there's also one of those Walmart grocery stores. They can't sell the 20-ounce Coca-Colas in that Dollar Tree. They got to do the 16.9s.
Because the Walmart has the 20s.
Yeah.
People stop.
It's the same reason that sharks don't eat lawyers. Professional courtesy.
Yeah. Well, you heard they were going to do lab experiments on, lawyers are starting to do lab experiments now because there's some things rats won't even do. And that's an old one.
Yeah. Oh.
And it was an ad-lib joke in Hook by Robin Williams.
God, I miss him.
He also
Um,
used it in Good Morning Vietnam.
I'm still waiting on the PETA people to volunteer to test experimental makeup and beauty supplies so that the animals don't get used.
My favorite one was somebody on PETA goes, a fish has a life, and you should respect a fish's life. And somebody responded to their Facebook post about, so fish are allowed to eat other fish, but I'm not. How does that work? And they blocked him.
Yeah, really.
No.
It's a valid question.
I respect fish quite well. I use the best frying pan for them. I'm not going on the cheap.
Well, you heard PETA got severely sued. They were going to people's houses and taking their dogs, saying they were going to rehome them for better, say they would be in better places.
And then take them to a kill shelter and have them euthanized.
They were euthanized in the van.
Yep.
Fuck.
Oh, Justin. We love Justin.
Good. Yes.
Oh, the one I love. The one I love is they did that billboard where it had like a horse.
Where do you cut the line?
Draw the line.
Where do you draw the line? And somebody goes right about there.
There's a second version of that where it's draw the line here, but if it's the apocalypse, it's about here.
I'm going way down there.
Mhm.
Hey, if it's
And
the apocalypse, I'm going to give you a...
It turns out rabbits needed to be moved a little further in one direction or the other.
Hey,
If it's the apocalypse, the guy that put the billboard up is in trouble. Okay, that's
hey, if it's the apocalypse, I'm going to teach y'all a whole new meaning to meow mix.
Survival of the fittest. I hate to say it. And then people will sit there and go, if you die, your cats are going to eat you. Like if I die in the house by myself, cats are going to eat you. I'm like, okay, good. Good for them. They hope they won't get something to live.
if I'm dead, that's not my problem. It's somebody
Right.
else.
Really?
Good. I'm glad I could keep him alive for longer.
There was a X-Files episode like that. And it was a really good episode because it had Peter Boyle in it. And he's a nice guy, lived in this apartment building. He kept trying to take care of his neighbor, who's this elderly lady. She was like 90 or something like that. It was just her living alone with her little Pomeranian. And he kept going by to make sure she's okay. And he would like knock on her door and say, "Hey, Mr. Have you eaten today? Have you had a meal today?" And she would go off into the kitchen, come back and hand him the trash bag so he could take out the trash for her. She just wouldn't say anything. So she would lock him out, chain the door and everything. Finally, after a few days, while Mulder and Scully were there doing an investigation, they broke into this lady's apartment and she had died, and the Pomeranian was eating the corpse. And Scully winds up adopting the Pomeranian. Now, a few episodes later, she's taking the Pomeranian with her everywhere. So they're doing this investigation down in Louisiana about a lizard man. Turns out it's just an alligator down in the swamp that's eating all this stuff. And it just turns out somehow or another, whenever they picture it at weird angles. So it looks like a man standing up because it's trying to climb over stuff to get to food. And she's out there in the woods and she's trying to get the dog. She's walking the dog. She's trying to get the dog to follow her, and the dog won't come. She's trying to get the dog to follow, the dog won't come. And finally, dog starts yanking her through the weeds out into the swamp. Turns out the alligator got the dog.
I cannot hear the name Peter Boyle. Peter Boyle, without instantly going into my head, who not is?
The part I love about that whole movie is they were doing the movie, and Peter Boyle is friends with Gene Hackman. And Gene Hackman always played a cowboy or some serious role. You know, he had done French Connection. So everything he had done was, you know, something serious, drama kind of thing, action drama. He'd never done comedy. So he was talking to Peter Boyle about it. Peter Boyle went and introduced him to Mel Brooks. And they wrote that role of the blind priest.
The blind hermit, yeah.
Just for Gene Hackman so that he could try his hand at comedy. And of course, it was hilarious. Just,
Oh yeah.
I was gonna make espresso. Oh Lord. Have you ever seen the paperback novelization of Young Frankenstein?
I have not.
It's hilarious.
Well,
It's like they took the shooting script before anybody had ever started filming and shipped it off to this writer who had his own ideas, and just it got piled higher and deeper. Let's just say I was disappointed that some of those scenes were not in the movie. Nope, John's back in the aquarium.
You take the brunette, I'll get the blonde.
But you know, Mel Brooks was before he got famous as a producer, director, and stuff like that. He was just a writer, comedy writer. I think he used to write for Carl
Reiner.
Carl Reiner,
yeah.
And of course, that's how he got introduced to Richard Pryor. Is before Richard Pryor was a comedian. He was a comedy writer, and they were all working in that same circle together and stuff like that. So they originally they were going to get Richard Pryor in Blazing Saddles, but for some weird reason he got pulled. He got his own movie. That was what and had to pull out at the last minute. But a lot of the jokes that were in that were written
by him,
that were written for Bart, were written by Richard Pryor. So.
It would have been a completely different movie and 3 times funnier.
Well, I don't know.
The jokes were still there.
The jokes were still there, and it would have been a little goofier with Richard Pryor, I think.
Yeah.
But not in a bad way.
Not as straight, because they played the comedy so straight.
Yep.
Of course, you know, they actually got this guy. They got a cowboy to play the Waco Kid. The only problem is the actor who was playing the cowboy was a terrible alcoholic. And he showed up on set one day to do one of the scenes and threw up. So they eventually had to. Turns out they couldn't get him to sober up and quit drinking. So for liability reasons, they had to replace him with Gene Wilder, which started a very great relationship between Mel Brooks and Did you
Yeah,
know that Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles actually filmed at the same time?
did you know that Young Frankenstein, the original script treatment, was written by Gene Wilder?
Right. And he sold it to Mel Brooks, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that when I drive to one of my doctor's offices, I have to drive right past where the brothel was that Richard Pryor was raised in? Well, it was. It's been raised. It has been raised down. It's been torn down. But yeah, I drive by. I'm like, hey, Richard.
So the brothel
Mhm.
raised him, and then they raised the brothel.
So he was raised in the brothel, and they raised the brothel.
It-
Yeah.
It
Now,
takes a
is-
village to raise a brothel. Yes.
Isn't one of the deals of
Because they were raised in
Gene Wilder being in Young Frankenstein? Mel Brooks isn't in it.
Mel Brooks was in it. He played no, wait, never mind. My bad. He's not in it. I don't wait. He is in it. I just can't remember where.
No, he's not.
No,
He's not in it.
But yes, he is in it.
He does the cat. Yes, I know that part.
That's it.
Is that the only thing? I'm sure there was something else he did.
No,
but I
he
can't remember
was
what.
not in.
Hmm.
Not even
They-
a quick cameo.
They gave the part that could have gone to Mel Brooks to Kenneth Mars, probably.
Oh, was that the
I'm not.
The
I'm not.
police chief, yeah.
I don't know for
Inspector
a fact.
Kemp.
It's just a guess on my part, because that's the kind of thing that Mel
Brooks.
Brooks would have loved to done.
Well, I guess not. See, they got. Yeah, they don't have him listed in the credits.
Mm.
Let me go out of top cast, full cast here. Hang on, let me make sure. Because they got to give him voice credit for the cat.
was it
Mel
cat or
Brooks.
the werewolf?
He did the werewolf, the cat, and Victor Frankenstein.
Wait a minute, Victor was just a skeleton.
No, Victor.
Oh, a voiceover.
The voiceover of the original Frankenstein movie where it's alive, it's alive. That was Mel Brooks.
And that was the Frankenstein set.
They went to find the guy that had done the original Frankenstein stuff, the special effects, and when they went out and talked to him, and the guy just got elated that they were interested in stuff. Took him out to his warehouse. He still had all that stuff. And most of it still worked. And they actually used the same gizmos in Young Frankenstein that they used in the 1930s Frankenstein movie.
Some of that was used in the one that had David McCallum in it, made for TV Frankenstein movie. Some of it, not all of it.
Right.
But
Well, a lot of it. Yeah, a lot of it.
Young
got broken down
Frankenstein
for
used
stuff.
everything they could get their hands on that was
Everything
from
that's
the
still
original.
working. Yep. So what was the other thing? That was kind of interesting. The skulls you see in the movie where he's going to get Hans Delbruck's brain and all that sort of stuff like that were real skulls. Hans
Abby.
Delbruck.
Abby something.
Abby someone. Abby who? Abby normal? Let me see if I get this straight. Because of you, I just put an abnormal brain into a 7-foot gorilla. One word, 3 syllables.
Put the candle back.
Or here's this: whatever I do, no matter how much I scream, how much I beg, do not open this door. Let me out! Let me out! Let me out!
Let me out. Let me get the fuck out of here.
Get that door right now. Yeah.
Get me the hell out of here.
I I actually have the audio track on an LP vinyl. That was back when I didn't have very many records at all, and I would listen to that thing over and over and over again. Oh, fun times.
I just wonder.
What? I'm sorry. I'm cruising news stories here while we're talking. I'm trying to read this. A federal bailout has been requested for restrooms overrun by homeless and fires in Venice Beach. Apparently, the homeless people have been trashing the restrooms in the area and then setting fire to them.
Okay.
So they're asking for $2 million to build new restrooms. And they want the federal government to do that for them.
Of course they do. Your tax dollars at work.
There's a place going up here in town that is 16 units, and it's to help homeless, disabled youth between the ages of 18 and 24 so they can move in. They would have a place to live.
Noble for disabled people.
I'm trying to figure out the 18 to 24-year-old youth.
Youth. So they go to college. Would be my guess. Better education.
I was thinking, okay, maybe if they said young adults, I'd be like, okay, but they're like youth. And I'm like, they didn't say youth, but I can only say it youth because
youths.
Too many times.
The two youths.
Yeah.
Youth? What is a youth? They're youths. They're young men.
I mean, it is a neat idea. And then more than likely, if they're between 18 and 24, especially 18, they probably have been homeless or been in situations their entire life.
Well, but moving out of your parents' house when you're disabled is definitely not easy. I mean, it's a lot harder than, average person doing it. Of course, it depends on the disability too. I mean,
right.
Physically disabled, mentally disabled.
Well, they said it's 4 units and it's 4 stories, and I was like, I hope they have an elevator if they're disabled. And all I could think about was Big Bang Theory. I'm horrible. I'm going to hell.
The bad part is technically you're supposed to put the people in wheelchairs at like ground level. But can you imagine the fights for the elevators in a building like that? I gotta get to work. Me too. There's only so much room on this elevator for all these wheelchairs.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, all I could think about was Big Bang Theory as if the elevator got blown up.
Having pulled security at sci-fi conventions in hotels with elevators, I can tell you about those kind of fights where people in walkers and wheelchairs got into fights over who got to go in the elevator because they needed to get somewhere in a hurry.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the one that's sitting outside right now that's going to be almost done with the hotel.
No.
I've heard stories because of that. It's right across from the Civic Center, so like whenever they have the big conventions or like Lord forbid, like ICP comes to town or something like that. Yeah,
there's a hotel downtown. I can't remember what it's called now, but for my entire life, it was the Clarion. And they've had a lot of sci-fi go through the Clarion. But the Clarion is unique. It is a very old Sheraton. I mean, when it was first built, it was a Sheraton. Mm-hmm. I think now it's a DoubleTree something or other.
Yeah, it's a DoubleTree.
It's a DoubleTree now. I can never remember. They got some DoubleTree Manor in the Oaks or some crap like that. And it's surrounded by concrete. I don't know why they can call it Doubletree Manor or Oaks or any of that crap. They need to call it the hotel down by the concrete parking garage.
Well, it was next door to the Greyhound bus station.
For a very long time. It
Yeah.
also used to have a radio station down in the basement. WJTT Jetfly 95.
Oh yeah. Then they moved out to Red Bank, broadcasting from the transmitter. Now they're back down on Carter Street.
And but one of the interesting things about this hotel, and it struck me as just very, very weird. I think it's 14 floors, if I remember correctly. Has 2 elevators. There's regular standard people elevators. No service elevator. Which, yeah, as for a hotel to not have a service elevator for the staff is kind of just struck me as very, 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 very strange.
Odd question.
The
Do they have
sheriff
a 13th floor? Or do they go straight from 12 to 14 like
I
most
think it
hotels?
actually has a 13th floor.
the one Ted works at, the 13th floor, is the mezzanine roof level. There's no rooms on it.
Yeah, see, if I owned a hotel like that, I would, instead of 13th floor, I would have level of death. You know, and just
There's a Sheridan here in town, and they when 2020 hit and then it got to be cold and winter again, they had all the homeless people and so they ended up making that the homeless shelter, the Sheridan.
On the 13th floor?
The whole hotel.
oh my
Oh,
gosh,
the whole
So hotels
hotel.
weren't making any money, so they let the
Hey.
homeless people move in there.
hey Joe,
Yeah.
apparently WJTT is back at the DoubleTree.
Back in the basement?
Yeah,
Well,
I
Power
hope they
94
dusted.
power94.com. Now I'm looking at the Google map. They got it listed there.
well, we'll have to talk to Mr. Lockhart and find out about that.
Huh.
That's his radio group.
No, or is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's with damn, I can't remember the name. I listen to him every damn day.
I could have told. I was just about to tell you who it was, then you made me think about it.
It's the same people do Pulse magazine.
Yeah. I remember that from his posts. And Facebook just sent me a notice that I'm supposed to start the show soon.
Well, yes.
Which is, yes, well, usually they don't send it until
Brewer.
like Sunday.
Yeah, Brewer Broadcasting.
Brewer.
I thought I got the thing for reminder 16 minutes ago. Oh wait, I don't think that was Facebook. I think that was just YouTube. Never mind. I messed that up.
Yeah, Facebook. Hey, just charge. Stop trying to show me Facebook porn.
Power 94 is a member of the Brewer Media Group.
Yeah.
They got the van sitting out front.
Yeah, that's they're just on the other end of the trade center.
Right. Across the street from it, actually. But that's across the street from the actual trade center.
Oh.
I've been wanting to talk to Gary about that because they've moved a lot of people around. Oh, there's Gary.
Well, did you see the picture he posted of the 1959 Cadillac funeral flower car?
No.
There's only 8 of them in existence. Looks like a Cadillac pickup truck, Dan, with a
Oh.
tonneau cover.
I had a friend, one of the maintenance men from work. He's long been retired. He opened up his own home video tape business to compete
Doubletree has
with
12 floors.
Blockbuster. He bought a Cadillac hearse and wanted me to decorate it up as advertising for his Halloween season videotapes rentals. He wanted it dressed up like Ecto 1, but other stuff too. And I hand painted that hearse with a teeny tiny paintbrush and got a huge number of little, about foot square detailed stuff on there that I am so proud of because he didn't know what I was going to do. He just turned me loose on it. It looked great for a clone of an Ecto 1 with added
Extras.
strangeness. Yeah.
Flare.
Flare, yes, flare. I've got photographs of some of it on my Facebook in the photo section. It's been on there for a long time. Nobody ever looks at the pictures anymore, but
John's not paying attention.
Yeah, I'm paying attention. I'm just also looking at my map here.
It's time for Dawn's theme song.
Is it now?
Well,
Yep.
I've been for a long time today.
That's enough of that.
oh well, Justin, you're always welcome to pop into the comments on my show coming up in just about 10 minutes.
I'm gonna get me a Bluetooth.
Justin, real quick, Justin, send me a message. We may bring you in here as a guest one night.
Ooh.
Hey.
Fresh meat.
But yeah. And what were you saying, John?
What was I saying?
John, do you put the wine right there?
I am going to get me one of those Bluetooth speakers that you carry around and like play music off your phone on the speaker.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to Joe's funeral, right in the middle of the eulogy. It's almost the end of the show.
No, what I was thinking about doing is recording, one of those, hey, let me out of here. It's dark.
You have to get the thing that beats on the lid of the coffin there. That's really, Donna lied. I'm not dead.
No, I'm going to
Somebody
give you
let
an
me
idea.
Joe, it's the middle of your funeral.
Why does
Yeah,
it smell like bacon?
We've already talked about it. Song's going to be played at my funerals, Dust in the Wind.
Oh,
But usually that's not dust that's in the wind when it's around you.
Do what?
you know,
She got you.
right before his viewing starts and everyone starts filing in, I'm going to sneak in there with a bag of packing peanuts and just fill his coffin with packing peanuts.
Oh, come on. If he's going to be cremated, you need to go to the fireworks store.
Oh,
No, that's actually what I was thinking about doing is
1 million black cat fireworks or firecrackers. and a couple grosses of bottle rockets. Actually, you know what? I want to find the same model of battery-operated fart machine that Leslie Nielsen used to use.
No, it was this thing that he would squeeze.
I saw an interview with some of his co-stars, and they
Yeah.
talked about how he had a battery-operated one, had a remote control to it.
Uh,
He might have had both.
But yeah, I imagine over the years he went from whoopee cushion to squeeze box to battery operated. But apparently one of his co-stars, they got tired of it, so they went and pulled the batteries out. And Leslie Nielsen kept making that noise.
Turns out batteries were never included.
Yeah, it didn't really need batteries around Leslie. But get one of those, because they did the same thing to Daniel Radcliffe during one of the Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban, where they were all sleeping in the Great Hall, and they were all sleeping in sleeping bags on the floor. Somebody slipped one into Daniel Radcliffe's sleeping bag while they were doing it. All the kids are supposed to be pretending to be asleep. And what's his name?
I think it was whoever
Rupert
played
Grint.
Dumbledore. He
Strong
slipped it in there.
or Mark, no, something.
Michael Gambon.
That's it, Michael Gambon. Michael Gambon was the one that had the remote for it. So they were over there, and he was doing this beautiful soliloquy about because in dreams you can find a world where you can do whatever. And as he's giving this thing, you hear, and all the kids start giggling because and Daniel Radcliffe being that, because there's so many professional actors around him, Daniel Radcliffe's trying to act through it. But all the other kids start giggling, and you can just see this look on it, and just everybody starts.
Oh, Rupert Grint. He's in a movie with Dave Bautista called A Knock at the Cabin. He plays one evil son. I mean, bad.
I love. He did this interview on the Graham Norton show. Daniel Radcliffe did, and he had just gotten the role of Weird Al Yankovic in the Weird Al Yankovic movie. And he was talking about how he got the role because of his earlier interview on the Graham Norton show, where he sang the Element song
Oh, wow.
on the Graham Norton show. And Weird Al Yankovic watched that and goes, this guy gets it.
All right, 1 minute, guys. So I guess we start wrapping it up.
Check him up, move up.
Anybody got anything they're trying to pawn off? Hawk off on anybody?
Nope.
Well,
All right. I guess we're going to wrap it up a little bit. About 30 seconds early. So,
Quick question, Joe. Where are you
Yeah.
planning on going for your longest yard sale tomorrow?
Cross Signal Mountain, which means Saturday night, guys, y'all may need to just be on standby, knowing of me not being there. You know, have it in the back that I may not be there Saturday.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Everything's set up. All right. We'll talk to y'all later. Say goodnight, everybody.
good
Good
night.
night, everybody.
have slipped the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.
I can't do it. My tummy hurt.